So I bet you think right behind me is a retro Airstream. And actually that would be a pretty good guess, but it's not. And I'm going to tell you what it is in this episode of Travels with Delaney. So I'm standing here with our friend Dan. Dan and Terry have this 1960 Avion trailer. And Dan, do you want to just kind of share a little bit of the history of it and your love for it?
Yeah, it's a 1960 Avion. It's a T20, so it's 20 foot long, single axle, weighs I think roughly 2,700 pounds, tow's really great. It's very similar to an Airstream. It's always mistaken for an Airstream when somebody sees it on the outside. But I bought it from a lady in Howell, Michigan, and refinished a lot of it. This aluminum was all painted before from the factory, but over the years it had started to peel, and so we peeled that all off and found out that it was actually aluminum. And all this aluminum is before, like somewhere around 1967 or so, they started anodizing the aluminum so it wouldn't polish up to a real brilliant shine. It would kind of stay dull. But these, if you go to the effort and go through like a 3-stage process with polishes, you can get it to actually like a mirror-like finish, and it looks really cool. But that's what my intention to do on the outside at some point.
And this was manufactured
in Benton Harbor, Michigan.
Okay.
Yep. And the factory is gone now, but there's a guy that is the grandson of the people that actually had the factory, and Chuck Ko, and he still is up there and runs a repair shop, and he'll repair all these vintage Avions, and people will bring them from all over, and he'll work on them. And he's shown us old sales brochures where there'll be like a pickup truck backing up a boat, and there'll be a camper beside it. Well, in the boat there's this little kid playing, and he goes, "You know who that is?" He goes, "That's me. When I was a little kid,
wow.
I was for Grandpa. I was helping them do their advertising." It's really fun.
Do you know how long what year they stopped manufacturing?
Well, eventually they got bought out, I believe, by Fleetwood.
Okay.
And I can't remember the time frame, but it was in the 70s or 80s. Well, I think they were making them into the 80s actually.
Okay.
So it was probably mid to late 80s. I think they were bought out by Fleetwood, and they actually stopped making them.
Okay. And this is your second one that you
This
owned.
is our second one. We had a T28, which was a 1968, and it was 28 foot long. It was the kind that was anodized, so you couldn't polish it up, so it didn't look as cool, really.
Right.
But this one is older and has a lot more appeal. It seems like there's more demand for the shorter ones, the smaller ones, because you can tow them with like a lot more different vehicles and stuff.
And then you were saying whoever had owned it before the lady had it in Colorado?
Yeah, well, some guy, I bought it from someone, and the person she bought it from was boondocking and did a lot of boondocking in Colorado, and he tore out the whole bathroom, and because he didn't have a water supply where he was, so he put a 55-gallon drum in the middle of the bathroom and filled it up with water for his supply, and I guess he just went out in the restaurant, I don't know if he had a outhouse or how he went to the restroom, but he had torn the toilet out and torn that cabinet out. Well, through eBay and Craigslist, I found an old Avion that was being salvaged out, and I found an old toilet, and I bought them and put them back and put them all together. And
so you're bringing it kind of back.
Kind of bringing it back to as original as we can get it, but yet still making it usable.
Right.
For now, when I bought it, it had purple cushions everywhere. And I'm colorblind, so I thought they were navy blue. And I thought, my wife's gonna be mad that I bought a second Avion, but at least I'll get some credit for buying a neutral interior. Color. Well, I was wrong. So the first thing she said when she walked in is, "Why did you buy one with purple cushions?" I said, "Well, dear, I guess because I'm colorblind."
So you've actually redone the cushions.
But we had them redone. Yeah, we had a local seamstress kind of put together some stuff for
new
us.
Curtains too?
The curtains are actually in process. Her mom these are what we want to end up with. Her mom has made a couple samples. The other ones are just kind of mismatched things we bought at Walmart until we get them all made.
Yeah, because those are really nice looking, and I love these original fixtures.
Yeah, this is cool. This is an old propane light.
Oh,
it's like a lantern. I mean, and it's kind of scary to use because we've used it before, but when you're boondocking, it's kind of neat to turn it on. It's got like a mantle, like an old lantern, and you light it up. But when you get up from the thing, you get kind of close to it. You can feel the heat, and you can just almost envision your hair catching on fire.
I mean, there's just some neat.
But yeah, the old fixtures and the craftsmanship that they used to do is.
Well, and even the
neat.
sliding screen door.
The sliding screen door is kind of cool.
It's I mean, almost like a pocket. Well, I guess it is like a pocket door.
Yeah.
And then it looks like it was a Coleman furnace.
Yeah, and this thing works. I mean,
it still works.
It fires up and it will roast you out of here. It's not ducted anywhere. It's all just kind of, radiates throughout the trailer. And
then this is actually your sleeping.
Yeah, this couch then pulls out, so then you've got like a double bed there.
Okay.
And then the dinette obviously turns into a very small double bed, but we put 2 teenagers up there and Terry and I back here, and it works out. It's a little cozy. You're not moving around much, but
refrigerator or icebox?
Yeah, refrigerator and freezer.
Oh, and freezer.
Yeah, okay. Little freezer.
And it still works.
It still works. It's old, not original. We think it was replaced somewhere in the 70s.
Okay.
But we had this redone by an outfit around Shipshewana. I forget the RV National Refrigeration or something, but they did a really good job, and they just totally redid it. We didn't want to get a new one because we weren't sure if it would fit exactly or not.
Right.
I think I bought this is just a sheet that slides in, and I think I did one of those, tried to refinish it to get it to match everything else.
And the pink stove.
And the pink stove is
awesome.
really cool, yeah. They have pink ones, and I've also seen yellow ones, which are kind of cool too.
And does it still work?
Yep, it still works, just like everything else.
And then
Sink's nice and dirty, but
yeah. No, it's the original windows.
Yep, the windows, and this one, the kids broke the crank off. I got to find some vintage parts for these old windows that are kind of hard to find some parts for.
This is just so neat to see
the
vintage and the quality of it.
And it's still around, and it's got a little bit of a leak just this year, I've noticed. So I probably need to seal my vents a little bit better. But just to be around after all these years, 58 years,
right?
57 years.
I'd like to see
cool.
a trailer manufactured today in 50 years or 60 years. Yeah, exactly.
See if they're still around.
Yeah, I know the first time we saw your original one, I thought it was an Airstream.
Yeah,
and
most people think they're Airstreams.
Yeah, very cool. Anything else you can think of on?
I don't think so. We just we love taking it all over.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing it with us.
No problem.
So, if anybody has questions on the trailer, just let me know. Put them in the comment section down below, and I can always get a hold of Dan and Terry and try to find out the answer for you. So, who knows? Maybe there's somebody else out there who wants to find their own Avion and start going through the restoration process like you. So, all right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Patrick.
So there you go, a 1960 Avion trailer. Looks a lot like an Airstream, but it's not. All right. Hope you enjoyed this tour of a true vintage trailer. And until next time, everybody, we'll see ya on down the road. Good night.